So I fell down and went boom. So, if you have or haven't noticed, there has not been a weekly vlog for about a week. There wasn't one for last week. The last one I did was on October the 12th. Because on October the 17th, I was at work, tripped on a clothing rack, and fell on my side, and bruised my hip and thigh very, very badly. So I have not been able to go on any walks or explore my city, as I love to do, for about 2 weeks now. The first week was, as expected, the worst, and I'm slowly starting to make my way, a little bit at a time, out to go on like little walks. I mean, like outside to like the corner store. Yesterday I tried going to the library, and I went to the library, and I thought, okay, I'll take the TTC, our transit system here. I'll take the bus, and then the subway, and then just go over, because the library that I wanted to go to is like pretty much right outside the subway stop. The only thing was, my subway stop, they haven't fixed the elevators for like years. It's been years, and they're still doing construction. And the escalator only goes up. So I had to take the stairs, which was not fun. Not fun. I have walked a little bit more, and so like just on the way back, instead of taking the subway, I just took the bus to a street that was like close by. It was a little far, but it'd be an easier walk than to try and do the stairs again. So I just did that, and it wasn't too bad. I'm able to walk a little bit more, sort of every day, and every day I'm sort of going out and just walking a little bit more. And I've been off work since the 17th. Hoping to go back soon on some kind of like modified duty thing, because I can't stand on my feet for like my regular shifts that were like 8 hours or like 7 hours, or no, I can't do that. So hopefully I'll be able to go back on some kind of modified thing. So I've gotten a lot of filming done, that at least, and I was able to do the edits for Will's book, Blood Vows Book 4, and get that done, and the book is now available for you, yay, on Kindle. Going to be working on formatting like for the print version and stuff, so that should be out soon. But Blood Vows Book 4 is now available for you to pick up. I will see if I can put the link to that in the description. So yeah, the first week was the worst. The first week was just the worst. I could not. Thank God that my apartment is small, because I don't know how I would function if like I was like in a house with like stairs and stuff. No, that would not have been possible. But thankfully my apartment is small, and I could just hold on to things as like I moved around. Now I'm able to slowly walk without holding anything, and that's really, really good. So I was able to do like a lot of filming, and I'll catch you up on what I was watching. I finished the telenovela Eva Luna, and I will say I enjoyed the last half more than the first half. It just got crazy. It just got crazy sauce. You had characters that were evil get a redemption story, which was kind of interesting. They usually don't do that in like telenovelas. Like the bad person's always the bad person, and they get their comeuppance and blah blah blah. But there was Eva's sister. I cannot remember her name right now, but she had the psychotic boyfriend who actually redeemed himself and became a good guy. And then you had Victoria, who was Daniel's crazy wife, who like kidnapped the heroine and Daniel's daughter, who threw acid at this model that she thought Daniel was cheating on her with. But she actually got a redemption towards the end, and that was really surprising. So I really, really liked that. I did not like how again, my main complaint was the editing of it, because you don't get to see sort of. I would have enjoyed seeing more of like the redemption sort of happen. I would have liked that more. So I had finished reading and annotating The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simons. So that is like annotated. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do the giveaway. I'm not sure if it's going to be a YouTube thing or if it's going to be a Facebook group thing, because I'm in a few Bronze Horseman groups. I'm not sure if it's going to be a Twitter thing, but I know that I want to give it away to somebody who would really love to have it. So yeah, we have, in case you're new here, we have the love story of Tatiana and Alexander. Alexander is an American posing as a Russian soldier, because his parents, idiots that they were, thought that communism was better than the life that they had in America. And then by the time they realized they were wrong, it was too late. So they get executed, and Alexander gets taken, but he manages to escape, and they think he's dead, but he manages to infiltrate, to sneak sort of back in, to survive by joining the Russian army. And it's the story of Tatiana, and she and Alexander fall in love, but unbeknownst to them at the time, he's actually dating her sister Dasha, and then the Germans invade Russia. And there's starvation that happens, there's Tatiana and Alexander trying to hide their feelings from each other, because Tatiana has this misguided devotion to her sister, who is like this thunderous, selfish twat. And they have horrible parents who all they care about is the son that goes missing when they try and save him from being drafted into the Russian army. They think he's dead. But, yeah, her parents are horrible. Dasha, the sister, is more horrible and selfish than I remember in my first reread, because in the first reread, like, I didn't like Dasha, but I thought, like, at least her one redeeming quality was that she loved Tatiana and cared about Tatiana. Like, no, in the second reread, like, rereading it, like, now, no, she is a selfish bitch. Like, oh my god. So, then Alexander manages to like, they're Tatiana and her sister and their cousin and parents, like, they're all, like, suffering from starvation, and one by one they die off, and Alexander manages to sneak Dasha and Tatiana out of the town, and he has to go back to the his, you know, soldiering things, and then he doesn't hear from them for like 6 months, so he doesn't know what happened. And I think it was for like a stupid reason that Tatiana behaved the way that she did, but Tatiana and Alexander find each other again, and they have like a month together, and it's beautiful, and they get married, and then shit hits the fan again, because Alexander has this friend, Dmitri, who knows the truth about him and has basically lorded it over Alexander for years, and Alexander gets wounded, and Dmitri is like there's the plan to get out, to escape to America, which that has always been their plan, and now Alexander wants to bring Tatiana with them, but Dimitri's like, oh no, she couldn't handle it, and blah blah blah, and like, I'm not going to risk being caught so that you can like bring your wife, essentially, but bring her with us, and blah blah blah, and like, either you leave her behind or I'm going to the NKVD, which is kind of like the Russian Gestapo, and telling them the truth about you, and blah blah blah. So Alexander has a choice to make, and he makes it, and it's heartbreaking. And let me just say, the ending to this book is heartbreaking, but I will say I found it a satisfying ending. However, I was over the moon when I discovered years ago, because I read this like over 15 years ago. When was this published? Well, when it was 2001. Yeah. And I was over the moon when I learned that there was a sequel, and that there's a third book. And so I will say, yes, the ending to this book is heartbreaking, but I was okay with the ending. I was satisfied with the ending. But more than over the moon when I found out that that there was the sequel and the third book. Yeah, so rereading it, loved it still just as much, and looking forward to giving it away to somebody, because I have my copy there on my keeper shelf there, and then I got this one specifically to annotate and give away, because I don't like this cover. I don't like the new covers. I like my cover that I have. So I read that, and I didn't finish. This is sort of turning out to be like a wrap-up, but I don't mean it to be, but I had started, but I didn't finish Afterglow, because it was over like 100. The book is like 300 pages, And the hero and heroine don't meet until like about like 100 pages in. And I'm like, it was just taking too long, and it was more about like her and her career, and I knew that like it was going to be like, oh, he was going to come in and she was going to feel like he wanted her to give up her career for love, and she couldn't do that because she's an independent woman. And I knew that like that was going to be it. Like the more and more that I got into it, it's like she basically had no personality outside of her career. And I don't like that, because there are people who they're career women, but they're well-rounded women. She was not. She was just all about her career, and that was it. Like, that just didn't work for me. I DNF'd the classic that I was reading for this month, which is Mary Wollstonecraft's A Vindication of the Rights of Women. That's not what this was. I wanted this to be something else. It was more her belaboring the same damn point for like 300 or so pages. It was society views men as these strong, superior beings, and they view women as these weaker, vain, insignificant beings, and they shouldn't view women that way. And society is wrong for treating women that way. That was the one point she made 50,000 different ways, but it was the same point. I wanted it more to be like just showing in different ways how women deserve to be respected, and how women should, like, fight for the equality that they deserve. And she really had an issue with some guy named Russo, because she trashes him like all throughout this thing. But yeah, it was just her making the same one point over and over, so that was disappointing. And it was also really like the language was not that accessible, like, at all. It was like really, really dense and like hard to get into, and you had to like reread certain passages again and again to like even know like what she's talking about. And it, yeah, just like, and I understand this was published in 1792, and it just, I don't know, it just did not work for me. Telenovela that did not work for me was one called I DNF'd it, and it was Velvet. It's a Spanish telenovela, and it's about this seamstress and this heir to a fashion house. And it's set in the 50s, and I was liking it until, so the heir to the fashion house, his father commits suicide because the business is doing really badly, and it's left to him to the son to sort of find a way to like rebuild. And he has this investor, and the investor says he'll agree if he marries his daughter, which is not the heroine. So the heroine decides that she's going to tell the hero, yes, you should marry this other woman to save the company, because I was raised in this company and these people are my friends and they're like family to me, and I couldn't bear it if they all lose their jobs. Listen, I like the people that I work with. I am not about to give up my lifelong happiness for other people. especially if those people are just friends and not people that are related to me. Which, fine, I thought that was stupid, but okay. And then her father was like, oh, like, you know, maybe it'd be best for you to, like, get out of the city and, you know, like, go and you can, like, work with this, like, designer in this town. Was it in Paris? I'm not sure. She really wanted to go to Paris, but go and, like, get away from this and, like, the heartbreak of, like, seeing him, the man you love, married to another woman. And I thought, okay, so she's gonna go off and, like, live her, you know, like, life for a while, and then she's gonna come back and be, like, all successful and blah blah blah. No. She acts like she's gonna go, and she decides that, like, she's gonna go, but then she gets off the train. She gets off the train and she comes back to the hero, and she's like, I don't care, I can't leave you, even if, you know, like, even if, like, you have to do what you have to do, I can't be separated from you. And I'm like, you stupid idiot! How the hell are you supposed to be, like, this is just gonna make things harder. One, it's gonna make things harder on you to have to watch him married to this other woman. And two, it's gonna make things harder on him trying to stay faithful to his wife while you're around. And it's basically, I saw, like, a few scenes from, like, where I left off, and then, like, the end of the episode was showing, like, scenes from, like, future, like, the next episode or whatever. And it's them basically, like, having an affair and sneaking around while he's married to this woman who seems like a nice lady. And I'm just like, how is this? But this is stupid. How is this? But you might as well have just told him not to marry her, not to marry that woman, and stay with him and be happy. So sadly I DNF'd that one. Yeah, so I'm going to head out and go on a little walk to the library. What am I watching right now? Right now, I'm halfway through War&Peace. War&Peace, the BBC, I guess, miniseries? Yeah, BBC miniseries with Lily James, James Norton, who's Ejamie, and Paul Dano, who I'd never heard before, but he plays Pierre. And let me just say, I have War&Peace on my bookshelf to eventually read someday. But, you know me, if there's a movie version, I need to watch the movie version to see if I will like the book. And I'm enjoying the miniseries. However, I do think that I will be doing a lot of skimming in the book, because the only people I care about are Natasha, Andre, and Pierre. That's it. Anybody else, I'm just like, I don't care. Can we move on? Can we get back to? There's, like, Andre's, like, married to this woman who's, like, stripping her brother and stripping pretty much everybody, including Cormoran Strike, who plays this, like, douche nozzle. Just, he's not a nice man. Like, Robin needs to, like, come into the miniseries and, like, beat you. Because, yeah, I'm watching also the Strike movies, based on the novels by Robert Galbraith, also known as J.K. Rowling. But the Pierre, I get it. I get the Pierre love. I get why everybody loves Pierre. He's the freaking preciousest, and I just wanna hug him. I just wanna hug him and just, like, make everything okay for him. Yeah. So I'm halfway through. I'm enjoying it very much. And I am about to start Rosemary Rogers' All I Desire. And does have an insert cover. Let's show off that. Like that. So yeah, I'm about to start this one. And yeah, so going out on like little walks. Haven't really explored pretty much anything apart from like what is in my own closest vicinity. Hopefully next week I'll be able to sort of explore more, and I'm so sad because the past, like, we're in November now. There was so much that like I wanted to like go on like my walks and stuff before the weather got cold. This week is nice. This week is nice, but I'm still not 100% to go and like explore a new free little library, or like go on like, I wanted to check out the old mill neighborhood and just go and like explore different parts of my city. But I'm not there yet. I'm still doing like little walks, and hopefully I'll be going back to work this coming week. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for now. Going to the library, and when I come back I'll show you what I picked up at that library yesterday and what I'm picking up today. So that's going to be it for now, and I will talk to you later. Oh, so that was a long walk. It felt longer than when I was walking from when I walked yesterday after I got off the bus and walked to my house, because it was easier than taking the subway and taking the stairs. So yeah, my legs are kind of sore right now. And but yeah, the weather was lovely. The weather's so nice, and I wish that I could just like enjoy it more. But I'm just sort of like go and take my walk and then just sort of come back and not dilly-dally and enjoy the weather, as it were. It was slow going, but sort of every day I kind of want to push myself a little bit more, and today I think was the longest walk that I did, and I feel it. So yeah, I just texted the doctor that I was going to see tomorrow for the reassessment of whether I was ready to go back to work or not. Because I'm not going to be able to make the appointment tomorrow, because it is the only clinic that we found available was actually outside of my city, and because every other one is a shit show, because they're either closed, or they're only open for an hour, or they're not taking any patients. It's just, that's why when I hear COVIDiots going on about not having to wear masks and their freedoms, about being vaccinated, and like, the city is a mess. The city is a fucking mess, and I cannot make my appointment for tomorrow because it's way too difficult for me to get there on my own, and my sister, God bless her, who drove me there the first time after we tried going to 5 different clinics. We went to about 5 different clinics before we found that one that was open and taking patients. Unfortunately, she will not be able to take me to the appointment tomorrow, because guess what? She tested positive for COVID. So she is feeling really, really crappy right now. She's feeling really awful right now. So it started with her daughter, who's wasn't feeling well, but the daughter keeps testing negative. My niece keeps testing negative, but We like heard stuff like on the news that the tests might not be 100% accurate when it comes to children, but so like she has to have it, but she's just testing negative. I God bless, thankfully feel okay. I feel fine, apart from the whole like leg injury thing. Her husband has tested positive as well. So it's sort of the three of them right now, and there's my nephew, who thus far it feels fine and is testing negative. So either he has it and is asymptomatic, or he's the one lucky one in that house. Right now it's sort of just like a waiting game, because I can't imagine that he's going to escape it entirely. So yeah, unfortunately, she has caught the COVID and is feeling like really, really crappy right now. So I texted, thankfully I was able to text the doctor, because I guess like on the phone there's like they're too busy, so they're offering like texting as an option, so I was able to do that, and on a call work tomorrow or something, tomorrow or Friday, and just sort of enjoy these last few kind of like days off and try to like just push myself like a little bit more. Today was the longest, and it was slow going, but I did it. And I'm like halfway walking there, I'm like instant regret. I regret doing this so very much. But thankfully at the library I was able to sit for a while and sort of just regroup. So I'll show you what I picked up yesterday when I went to the one library that I went like through the subway, and it was not a good idea because of the stairs, and so let me show you what I got from the library yesterday. First, I got this documentary called Getting Naked, and it's all about burlesque dancers. So yeah, in the burlesque scene in New York City. So forward to that. I got a new telenovela, well, not new, but new to me, called Amuralla, and it is, from what I can gather from the blurb in the back, which is in Portuguese, and I can roughly read Portuguese. I can't really write it very well, but I can read it better than I can write it. And from what I can understand, I'm recognizing some faces, because I love my Brazilian telenovelas, so I am familiar with a few of the actors by now. One of the actors, Rafael Cardoso, his wife, Mari Bridi, is a huge Outlander fan, and we fangirl together over that. So I follow her, and we comment and message each other sometimes. Lovely lady. Her and another lady, Stephanie Murta. We all sort of like fangirl and kind of follow each other. So this one is about, I believe, it's inspired by a book published in 1954, and I believe it is about the founding of Brazil, like the beginning of Brazil as a country. So I am very, very looking forward to that. Very, very much looking forward to that. And at that library, I was excited because there are a few other telenovelas their Portuguese that I haven't seen yet. I guess like people were like watching it, and then they returned it. So that's why I always like checking out the video and like DVD sections all the time, because you know you might not see something that you want at the time, but then like if you go next week, maybe somebody brought back something that they were watching, and it might be something that you like to watch. So y'all support your local libraries. Support your local libraries, because they are a gold mine of stuff. The only reason that I don't get necessarily books from there is because of that huge, oh look at that, I did it right the first time, that huge monster of TBR, and still to be put on the TBR that I have, and I won't finish books in time before they're due back at the library. I know I won't. So I mostly go there for DVDs and audiobooks and CDs, music CDs. Didn't get any this time because I still have a bunch of like audiobooks and stuff that I still have to listen to. So that's what I got yesterday. Today, I got a documentary on the making of Jesus Christ Superstar. It's not the movie, it's the documentary of the making of, which I've seen bits and pieces of the movie musical Jesus Christ Superstar. The 70s version, not the NBC, I think it was, live version that they did a couple years ago. But this one, and I've always wanted to see like the whole movie, so if I find that, I'm definitely going to watch that, but I very much want to watch the documentary. So looking forward to that. Oh, I also forgot to show you that I got yesterday. So excited. Queen of the South Season 4. Y'all, I have loved Seasons 1 through 3. Loved it so much. So very happy that I was able to find Season 4 at the library. Hopefully I can find Season 5, because I think Season 5 is the last season. But, oh, I love this show so much. So very much. If you don't know, it is the story of Teresa Mendoza and her life sort of coming up through the Mexican drug trade and becoming a drug queen pen, I think is the term. But first she will have to dethrone the current queen pen in the guise of Camilla. So it's sort of a little bit of a war that develops between these two bad-ass women. It is so good. So damn good. And there's James. There's James, who is hella pretty. And there's Polte, who is like a little Mexican drug kingpin, no, not kingpin, but drug henchman, Samuel Tarly, who like just stands by her, our Teresa, and is just, and James does too. James is such a little assassin simp for this woman. He is just mush for this woman. But he's also a badass killer. So there's that. Love it. There's Molly Burnett, who I have adored from Days of Our Lives. Who she played Melanie. And I think she was on General Hospital for a while. Because she took over Kirsten Storm's role of Maxie for a while when Kirsten Storms was not feeling well. And so yeah, so on here she plays the hysterically awesome, funny Kellyanne. But in season 3, something happened to Kellyanne that I really hope didn't actually happen, because I think I remember seeing bits and stuff like online about something that happens in the future regarding Kellyanne and somebody. I don't know. I hope that what happened did not happen, so that what I hope happens, what I hope that I saw happens. Yeah, so love this show so much. Very excited to get to season 4. So today I got the Jesus Christ Superstar documentary. I got Venom by I was about to call him Tim Daly. Not Tim Daly. Not the dude from Wings. Tom Hardy. Yeah, so always wanted to see it, because like the trailer looked kind of cool, and Michelle Williams, I believe, is in it. Yes. So yeah, looking forward to that. I got The Breakfast Club, which I have seen in bits and pieces, but have yet to have seen the entire movie. Even though it has been, yes, like something like 30 or something years. Yeah, so I'm finally going to be able to watch the whole thing. And then this one. Who here remembers the book that they made you read in school, in Canadian school anyway, Flowers for Algernon? That book broke my heart. That is one of my favorite books that I have ever been forced to read in English class. I'm pretty sure this was in elementary school though. Or was it like grade 9? Because I remember not picking this on my own. I remember it being assigned. So yeah, Flowers for Algernon. And the main character's name is Charlie. So this is a movie based on the book. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. I might do a reaction to it, because yeah, I might do a reaction to The Breakfast Club too. That might be fun. So those are the ones that I got today, and a few from yesterday as well. So now I am going to, I put up my book wrap-up for the month of October already. Today I think I'm going to edit my book haul, which has a new giveaway in it, and has where I pick the winner of last month's book haul giveaway. So I'm going to be editing that. Gonna finish up War&Peace. And going to start reading Rosemary Rogers' All I Desire. And I'm gonna make my lunch now. I'm not in the mood for really anything, so I think I'm just gonna grab some eggs or something, because I'm not hungry. And I get like that sometimes, where it's like I usually don't have much of an appetite. I like, like snacking on stuff. Like I'm a potato chip girl. I am totally a potato chip girl. My blood type is ketchup chips at this point. But I don't usually get hungry. I don't usually have much of an appetite, and that has always been the case since I was little. When I was little, it got so bad to the point where I had to actually go on medication to stimulate my appetite. And I still remember the pills that they gave me tasted like chocolate. To this day, I still remember that. And it worked, like, because I was, like, really, really thin, like, really underweight when I was little. And then they put me on the medication. I ate a little better, but I still, like, I've never really had, like, much of that. It'll be until, like, the end of the day when I will start to feel hungry. There's that line in the movie, The Cure, where, Brad Pitt, God rest his soul, Brad Renfro, asks Joseph Mazzello, the little boy, why don't you just eat when you're hungry? Because he has an alarm that goes off every time he has to eat. And Brad Renfro goes, why don't you just eat when you're hungry? And he goes, if I only ate when I was hungry, I wouldn't be here. Same. Same. Yeah, so the pills helped, and I gained some weight, which was not great when I was little. Didn't make me feel very, like, confident. It like, kind of, like, made me feel, like, even more shy. And then I sort of, puberty hit, and I kind of, like, evened out. And now I'm getting older, and my metabolism has slowed down again, so we're gaining a little weight there, but it's sort of even, and it's sort of the same problem where it's like, if you're not eating, like, regularly enough, your metabolism kind of goes a little wonky, and, like, as you get older, your metabolism slows down anyway. So like, I'm eating better, but it's more because I have to just sort of be able to function, and, like, with my anemia and stuff, and, like, that's no joke, because if I don't eat, then my flare-ups will get more frequent and bad. So yeah, so I'm gonna make some lunch, but even though I don't have much of an appetite, but and then do some editing and watch some stuff and read some stuff, and so that's going to be the plan for the rest of the day. Tomorrow would usually be my lovely sort of exploring day, but I'm still not there yet. So I think I'm just going to take the bus down to the main street, and because the thrift store that I usually go to is close to somewhat, like, it's not that far a walk. It's like maybe like a street or so over from, like, the main street by the subway. So I think I'm gonna go to the thrift store tomorrow. And it'll be first time I visited the thrift store in, like, almost 2 weeks. And so we'll see how that goes. So that's gonna be it for this video. I will talk to you guys later. Hello! So, about to head out on my walk. And yesterday when I mentioned that I wanted to go to the thrift store today, later on, sort of like in the day, I was really not in the mood to go. I was just really not feeling it, and I don't know, like, my legs still felt, like, kind of sore from, like, I think I pushed myself too hard yesterday. So I wasn't in the mood to go, and I was kind of thinking, like, what would I do today instead? But today I'm in the mood to go now. So that's kind of good. I will be taking the bus down. So not necessarily going on a walk today, because I want to give my legs just a little bit of a rest, but just kind of getting outside. Even though it's freaking pea soup outside. It's so freaking foggy. I don't know why. But for the past couple of days, I feel like I'm in that Stephen King movie, The Mist, which, oh, if you haven't seen it, oh my god. It's the first time I ever used the word emotionally horrific. That ending of The Mist by Stephen King is thus far the most emotionally horrific ending I've ever seen. Just, great movie, but oh my god. So yeah, gonna head out, just to get some air, to kind of like improve kind of my mood, because it was weird yesterday, because I went on my walk to the library, and it did feel like it was like a little too far for me yet. And just when I came home, I was like sore, and I just felt really kind of down. Very kind of like a little bit depressed at the end of the day. But I'm a little tired today, but better. Like, I don't feel sad today. Just looking forward to that. Yesterday, I DNF'd 2 of the books that I read. But first, let me get to, I finished War&Peace. I finished it. And I enjoyed it very much. I will say, I don't understand why all the, this is a Russian story, yet all the characters had British accents. And I get it. It's because it was a British production when they used, of course, British actors. And I get that, because most historical dramas do use British actors, whether it's Rome or medieval times, like in like anywhere that's like not England. If it's historical, they will have British accents. But I will say, yeah, the 3 still that I cared about were Pierre, Natasha, and Andre. Natasha does a thing that I was ready to burn her at the stake for what she did. I was ready to just hate her character for the rest of the series, for the rest of the miniseries. But slowly, she got back on my good side, because she sort of, you could see that, like, she grew up and realized, you know, the wrong in what she had done. And I try to give her some slack, because she was really young and stupid. But, oh, just that moment, I was ready to, like, just kill her for what she did to my poor Andre. But slowly, she got back on my good side. Andre, we'll not talk about it. And Pierre, I get it. I get everybody's love for Pierre now. I totally get it. He was preciousest and deserved all the good things, and just, yeah, and his wife was the only person I felt bad for in that ending was the baby, because her ending, I was not mad about it at all. Nope, not mad about it. I was sad for the baby. That's it. it was interesting how, like, what was his name? I don't remember. Dolokhov? The guy that Strike played. Corman Strike from the J.K. Rowling series. He played the guy who slept with Pierre's wife. I think his name was Dolokhov. I liked how he kind of came around and asked for Pierre's forgiveness and realized what he did was wrong, and I liked how that kind of played out. Anatole? Andre is freaking a better man than I would have been. I would have left Anatole there on that table with his leg chopped off and just crying out into the wilderness and just, but no, Andre is the sweetest, and he gave him like he gave him comfort in his last moments, even though I don't think Anatole deserved it because he was a piece of shit. But totally loved it. Totally loved it. The book, I know I will be skimming a lot. Let me just say, I will be reading the book. However, I know I will be skimming a lot because it's a big book. It's a big book. Yeah. And Maria, I loved her. And her ending up with I don't remember his name, but he's the blonde guy who was a little bit of a shit in the beginning. But again, I really liked how you show, like, there was like the character development over the course of the miniseries. You really got very, like, sort of strong character development, and that was, I thought, really well done. So very much enjoyed it. I DNF'd Rosemary Rogers' All I Desire because this is the hero, Jake Braden, and I underlined it and I tabbed it just because, okay. So, Jake Braden has come back from, like, doing a thing, and he comes back to the ranch with a little souvenir. And what is it? It's a scalp. It's a scalp, y'all. I had to read it a few times to make sure that it was him that was holding this scalp, because I couldn't believe it. But it was the next line that made me DNF it. It's not really mine, though. Okay. Staring at the length of short brown hair and a bloody scalp dangling from his hand. It's not really mine, though I've taken a few scalps in my time. This is the hero? Okay, first of all, he is not an Indian. He's not a Native American. And with the Native American culture, the taking of scalps, that's a thing. It's a thing. It's gross, and it's violent, but it's a thing that they do. And, white people, we're just as violent. We're just... So, that's not that's not the thing. It's that this white man would perform that act of cruelty on a human being, that act of dismemberment on a human being. Because, okay, it's one thing to kill a man, it's another thing to violate his body in, like, that sense. So the fact that he says the one that he has isn't his, but he's done it before, I was like, no, I don't want any woman falling in love with a man capable of that type of unnecessary violence. No. So nope, DNF'd it. Nope. And then the next one was such a disappointment because I was so looking forward to reading this. And it was From Reverence to Rape, the Treatment of Women in the Movies. And it's a nonfiction. And it's all about women and female characters portrayed in movies in the history of movies. And I was so looking forward to it, and it seemed like so interesting to me. And then we find out that the author, Miss Molly Haskell, is a homophobic bitch. And I'll tell you why. I underlined it. Okay. So, she's talking about how the difference between like men and women, and how at a certain point, like he's young, and then like he has like a few good years where he can appreciate women sort of like as mature women deserving of respect, and still see them as like sexual beings. That there's a very like short time for men in that space. Like when they're young, all they want is like the hot girl and like sex, and she has to be sexy and like keep her mouth shut and blah blah blah. And then usually around like there's a small window of time, maybe it's around like his 40s or something, where he can start to see a woman as more of an equal, and a woman like of his age as worthy of like sexual interest. And then like then he gets older, and it's all about wanting younger women. So there's like that small window in time, and that apparently that window is too short and not long enough, that this is the reason. I'm going to read There are a few good years in which he can both appreciate and operate, but not enough, particularly with the current defections from heterosexuality, to satisfy the female population, which may be why more and more women are turning to each other or to themselves. So, the fact that men don't appreciate them is why women are becoming lesbians, and why there is this defection from heterosexuality. Like, gay people are just like people who left communist Russia. They defected. Like, are you f***ing kidding me? And that is why women are turning to each other. That's why, because men don't appreciate them. Not because homosexuals and lesbians are actually born that way, and nobody turns lesbian, nobody turns gay. They already are, and they either just haven't accepted that about themselves, and have been so like pushed down to hide that part of themselves. But nobody becomes gay because of the opposite sex. So when I read that, it ruined the entire experience of wanting to read the book for me, because I didn't want to read any opinion coming out of this homophobic bitch's mouth. I had no interest in anything that she had to say. So that was so unfortunate because I was so looking forward to this. That was so sad. But yeah, so that's sort of how I spent the evening. Today I will be starting Lily's Journey by Tanya Cross. And it's described as sort of like a Catherine Cookson type of book. It's historical. Set after the Second World War in some small town in England, I believe. And yeah, so her mother dies and she's forced to go live with her estranged father. So that's what I'm going to be starting today. And yeah, so about to head out into that pea soup. Good Lord. A few times I had to look out to make sure that it wasn't snow. Because, you know, we've started November now, so. But no, it's fog. So, I'm gonna head out and we'll see what I find at the thrift store. And going to, I've edited my book haul video, so that's sort of ready to go. And I'm going to maybe like edit one of, or like put together probably Outlander, my reaction for Outlander, season 6, episode I think 4, for Patreon. I'm gonna get that together to put up on Patreon soon. So yeah, that's the plan, and I will show you what I got when I get back. Ooh. Okay, so I think that walk from like the bus stop to the thrift store, which is like 2 streets over, is as far as I can handle right now. Because yeah, so went to my thrift store and glad I went, because the weather outside, like, it's like freaking pea soup. Like, it doesn't look like much when you're like out in it, but if you like look up, and I took like a little video of it, so hopefully you guys can see. When you look just a little bit up, it's like clouds. It just looks like one big ass cloud covering the world. And like now when I look out my window, because I'm up, I'm some floors up in my building, it's just white outside. Like, you don't see anything. It's just white. On the ground, of course, like it's a little soupy, but you can see better. And it's like I still can't like walk at my normal pace yet. It's still very slow going. And it's like the injury is on my left side, but my right side is sore as well now, because for about 2 weeks it's taken most of my weight, because I couldn't put any weight on the injured side. So now the right side is sore as well. But again, it is much better, considering like I couldn't, the first week, like I could barely walk. It was so bad. And getting in and out of bed was the worst. It was agony, having to like move my body and my legs to sit up. And oh my god, it was the worst. It got to the point where I was actually dreading going to bed just because of the pain I knew I would feel in the morning getting out of bed. To say nothing of the agony of having to get up in the middle of the night to pee. Yo! I have never hated my bladder more than these past few weeks. Thankfully, that is so much better now. I just get a little sore getting up, but it's not that piercing agony. And yet again, like, nothing was broken, thank God. I just feel like, thank God nothing was broken, because the pain I felt from the muscle just being banged up was enough. I think if it was broken, I don't know how I would have, if I'd broken a bone, I don't know how I would have tolerated it. And it was weird because the doctor gave me Tylenol, like my sister I think gave me, I think it was Tylenol 1, or it was something, Tylenol 1 level of the like more supposedly intense Tylenols. That did, I think she gave me Tylenol 2, but either way, that one, it just made me nauseous. And Tylenol 1 did nothing except make me sleepy. The only thing that worked, thank God, was the Advil muscle and joint pain pills. Thank God. Thank God for those. And for the past few days, I have not taken them. So maybe that's why I'm feeling like a little bit more like soreness, but it's still like it's not bad. It's not bad. I feel that like I may not need to take them anymore. Maybe when I go back to work I'll take one, just to see how that like kind of carries me through. But for now, like just going on my walks and stuff, for the past 2 days I've not taken them. And granted, I pushed myself maybe too hard yesterday, but I think that's why I was feeling sore and not because I wasn't taking the pills. So that is sort of encouraging. So that's my wellness update. Let me show you what I got at the thrift store. Eesh. Let's do. No, let me move this stuff out of the way. Okay. So I got a Sandra Brown. This one's called White Hot. And now granted, I like Sandra Brown's earlier stuff a lot more than her more recent stuff, because she's sort of veered more into, she's pretty much romantic suspense now. But I liked this one because it has to do with the heroine's younger brother commits suicide, but then it's found out that it wasn't actually suicide, and I think the guy that was that they've that the family has hired is the hero's name is Beck. He's a lawyer, and she doesn't necessarily trust him, and there's all these like family secrets and stuff that have to do with like the suicide, not suicide. And so that's sort of why I got it, because it was more of a, it promises to sort of be more of like family secrets type of thing. And I'm not much for romantic suspense, but I do love my family saga secrets stuff. So looking forward to that. I got a Dean Koontz, and it's called Velocity. And it's about a guy who gets a note, and that that if he does take the note, the killer's gonna kill a school teacher, and if he does take the note, he'll instead kill an old woman. So it's a guy is sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place, literally. Well, not literally, but metaphorically speaking. And yeah, so he's getting these like eerie, freaky, creepy notes. And so I'm looking forward to that. Dean Koontz is it has an insert cover, but it's the note. It's the note that he gets. And Dean Koontz is one of my sister's favorite authors, and I like him as well. Yeah. So this is, when was this one? This one was written in 2005. So, go. The next one is, I can't pronounce his first name, but Dostoevsky's, I can usually pronounce his last name, Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. I really hope, I'm pretty sure that I don't have this one. I think the one that I got was the Big Ass Brothers Karamazov. But I thought Crime and Punishment was bigger somehow, but nope. However, the print is hella small. So it is, how many pages? $528. Yeah. So 528, but the print is hella small. So, and the last one is the one that I'm most happy about, and it is Irene Gouge's Blessings in Disguise, and she is the author of Garden of Lies, one of my favorite books of all time. And this one is a different story. It's not, it is not connected, but it's the same sort of feel about these like different women and how they're like connected, and there's like the different like family secrets kind of thing, and I just eat that up. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Cannot wait. Yeah, so that's what I got at the thrift store, and yeah, I think that little walk a few streets over is sort of as far as I can go at this point right now. The past week I've been trying like to push myself a little bit more. Yesterday I just think was too much, but yeah, I'll like walk to my Shoppers, which is like first I was like, I'll just walk to like the store that is like literally attached to my building. I'll just like get outside for like a minute, and then I was like, okay, now I'm gonna walk to my Shoppers that is like a few buildings over, and that's like, okay, now I'm gonna walk to my Rexall, which is like maybe like a street or two over, but they're like shorter. It's a shorter walk than today. And then I think I just got cocky and decided I'm gonna walk to the library that's like not like the one that I took the subway for, but another library that's it's a little bit farther than my building, but I can usually walk it. Usually when I'm not broken. And yeah, yesterday was too much, so then today I was like, okay, the thrift store is closer to a bus stop that can just take me home, so we'll try that, and I think that worked. So that's sort of where we are right now. was thinking I was going to do my, I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I'm going to either, I really want to do a new Game of Thrones fan video, because I haven't done one of those in a while. And I'm really, the one I have in mind is I want to do a Game of Thrones video to fan vid to Bohemian Rhapsody. I haven't, and I keep like having it in the back of my mind to do, but then it's like I know that it's going to take a long time, because that song has, like, it's a long song and there's a lot. It would take a lot of work, and I want to do it, but I don't know if I have the sort of mental energy to do it after, like, mirroring my physical lack of energy. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just put the Outlander reaction together for Patreon. And yeah, I really want to though. I don't know. I'm sort of all over the place today. Yeah, and I still don't have any appetite. To eat anything. Like I made pancakes this morning, but I don't know. Like I'm not hungry. I might just make like a sandwich. Bleh. That's how we're kind of feeling today. We're just kind of feeling bleh. Nice moment going to the thrift store. Enjoyed that. But now we're home. And we're just kind of meh. Oh, Lord. I cannot wait till I get back to normal. So that's going to be it for this video right now. Yeah. Hello. So, about to head out on my little walk, literally just a few buildings over to my shoppers to pick up some provisions. So yesterday I actually did start doing my Bohemian Rhapsody fan video for Game of Thrones, and I'm almost finished it. Bohemian Rhapsody is a hard song to do a video to. Not in the sense that it's hard to creatively, but just editing wise, because it's a 6 or so minute song, and just the beats of it, there's like a lot of clips to find to sort of make it to fit in with the song. So there's a lot of editing to be done and clips to put together and stuff more. So the only one that I think matches it in sort of the same way is Uptown Funk, because it's got that sort of fast beat to it. But thankfully Uptown Funk is a shorter song. But I will say, this Bohemian Rhapsody fan video that I'm doing to Game of Thrones, I think is the fastest Bohemian Rhapsody fan video that I've done. Because I've done fan vids to that song from like different fandoms, but this one is going like really well and like really, really quickly and really easily. I'm almost finished it, so I should be finishing it today. Yeah, so that I'm glad that I started, because like once I started it, I was kind of dragging my feet because I was in a mood yesterday. I was just bleh yesterday. but once I started it, I'm glad I did, because I got in the groove. I got in the groove of it. Thinking maybe I'm in the mood for some kind of like lunch today. Yesterday I had a tuna fish sandwich. That was, I wasn't in the mood to eat anything. Maybe I'm more in the mood to eat something today, so I might defrost some chicken, maybe. We'll see. I'm also going to be calling work today to hopefully get something set up where I can start to go back, because I'll see how I feel like after this walk, but right now I do feel a little bit more steady on my feet. We'll see when I get like outside and have to actually walk on like pavement. But it's, my leg is not as sore today, so we'll sort of see how that goes. And but I still want to take it easy at work. I don't think I can do like 8-hour shifts like I did before right now. So hopefully I can go back under some kind of modified thing, because today was payday, and it was good that like I at least got something. You know, they gave me like half my pay, half my regular pay. So that was good. That helped. I was worried that, like, I didn't know if they were going to pay me or not, because workplace, like, I'd never been like injured at a workplace before, and workplace insurance and blah blah blah. I wasn't sure how that worked, and we were like getting it through, and yeah, it's just the whole thing. So, but I am sort of eager to go back to work and like be making like my regular money, because your girl needs it. So yesterday, what I was reading, I had started Lily's Journey by Tanya Cross, and I DNF'd it. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. I just found it like too sort of slow going. Nothing was really sort of happening. She goes to like live with her father, who's an ass butt to her, and it's just a lot of her like meeting a lot of the people sort of in the town, and I just found it too slow. So then I switched to, I like to sort of switch it up and do like a I guess contemporary one that I have like on my shelf, and then a classic, and then like a popular fiction, and then a classic, and then back and forth. So when that one didn't work, I switched to Portrait of a Lady by Henry James. This one didn't work for me either. It was way too slow in the beginning, I found. It just, like, the writing style I found was like too dry. I mean, the first chapter or two, we're talking about a guy having tea and about his shawl. And then like only like close to like the end of, I think, chapter 2 is when the heroine supposedly of the book, Isabel Archer, shows up. And it just, it just didn't grab me. See, and it's not like a classical thing, because with Elizabeth Gaskell's Ruth, that grabbed me right away. That just grabbed me like instantly. Absolutely. And, same thing with Jane Eyre. Loved it. Still my favorite classic that I've read thus far. So, Portrait of a Lady, sadly, did not work for me. I will see what I have to pick. What I'm going to try reading today. And I'm planning to put up my video for my book haul for the month of October, and there will be a new giveaway in that. So and there will be I will have chosen the winner of last September's giveaway. So have a look at that if you would like to be entered to for this month's giveaway. yeah, I will check out that video when I put it up, and you can enter in there. So I'm going to head out now, and hopefully I'll have a good little walk, and then come back and sort of call work and see how that goes. So I will talk to you guys later. So just got back from my walk to a few buildings over. A nice little small walk. The weather is like crazy good for November. I'm like, I will take this as long as it lasts, because it's got like a nice coolness, but it's not cold, but it's not, you know, like crazy warm. But yeah, I think it's like 14 degrees right now. That's Celsius, and that's in Canada in November. That's crazy, but I will take it. And I was able to walk a little bit faster today, which was very, very encouraging. And yes, I'm like very happy about that. Still not 100% yet, but I'm able to move a little faster than yesterday, which was like really, really good. I just figured I'd show you guys the provisions that I needed at my store that I went to. This is all like pretty much food stuff, so a little teeny grocery haul, I guess it would be. I needed ketchup, always. I tell you, ketchup is like everything. But I'm not the kind of person who puts ketchup on everything. Like, I know people who like, they put it on like pasta and like mashed potatoes and just like, no. not quite that. I enjoy my ketchup, but not quite that crazy. And usually I get like the store brand, but the Heinz brand was actually on sale for like $3.49 or something, and it's hardly ever on sale for that price. So very, very happy about that. Let me see. Hold on. No, $4.49, which it's usually like $5.99. So, and I needed shampoo, and this one is Vitamin and Strength. Weak hair tendency to fall. Y'all, okay, because of my anemia, I find that my hair falls out like a lot. As like, I guess like as you get older that happens, but I think like because of my anemia, it's just it has a tendency to like fall. Like, I have a lot of hair, but there's still like a lot like falling out. So I don't know, maybe that's a thing that's happening now. But yeah, I got the Garnier Fructis, which isn't usually my brand, but it was on sale for like $3.99. So definitely grabbed that. Let me just double check. $3.49, excuse me. And then I needed some salsa. I got the medium kind because I find I can't do the hot one. I'm not that girl. And the mild one I find too sweet. But the medium one has just enough of like a little vinegary bite to it that is just really, really yummy. So got that. And I needed cream cheese. But I hadn't tried the store brand cream cheese, so I figured I'd give it a go, because you know how I'm always preaching the store brands of things as like to save money, but I hadn't tried the no-name cream cheese, so we'll see how that goes. And that one was on sale for $3.49, and I was out of my vitamin B50, and I have to take those every day with my iron pills. And this one was, it's a smaller bottle, 60 tablets, but I got it, it was on sale for $10. Yes, $9.99. So that's that bag. I have like the other bag here. Whoop. To go with my cream cheese, I needed some bagels. I don't think this was on sale. No, it was regular price, just $4.79. They didn't have like cheaper, and I really was craving bagels and cream cheese since yesterday. Yesterday, when like I didn't really like have an appetite, and then all of a sudden toward the end of the night, I was like, carbs. I need carbs. I was craving a bagel and cream cheese, so I'm gonna have that in a little bit. And I was craving also something like sweet, so I got to have like with my tea sort of later on, or maybe chocolate milk later on. For my nighttime snack, I got these Viva Puffs, I guess, and they're sort of like whoopie pies, I guess the U.S. like you would call them, where it's like the little bit of like a cookie bottom, marshmallow, and then covered in chocolate. I think those are called whoopie pies in the U.S. Here, they're not necessarily called that. They have like the Viva Puffs. This one has the raspberry ones, and there's another one that has like, that is just regular. And what were you? You were on sale for $3.29. I usually like my slam skits, something like that. It's the President's Choice, and they're the equivalent of Girl Scout cookies, the Thin Mints. They're the exact same, but they were not on sale today, and they were the store brand, so that's disappointing. And then I got my nachos for my salsa, and I usually get the scoop ones just because, you know, you just get to scoop your salsa and it's just better. But I will get like the regular nachos in a pinch. And of course, if you've been on my channel for any length of time, you know that my blood type is ketchup chips. Gotta have my ketchup chips, and I know those were on sale for $1.99. So altogether with that, I think I spent around like $45. So not too bad. We do what we can with inflation, but yeah. So that's sort of what I got. For right now, I'm gonna go take a shower. Think about lunch and finish my Bohemian Rhapsody video. I tried calling work, but my like front end manager was not in today, and I tried the store manager, but I was just on hold for too long. So I'm going to try calling them again tomorrow and sort of see what happens, because yeah, I'm ready to go back to work in a small capacity, and hopefully I can get back to my regular routine, because let me tell you, I've had like we'll call it about like 2 weeks off, but it's not a fun 2 weeks. Like, I didn't have 2 weeks off. I had 2 weeks of doing almost nothing because of injury. I didn't get to enjoy that time off. So I'm just like, I'm ready to get like back to my regular routine. I'm ready to like, you know, like go to work, and then like on my days off, go on like my walks and like explore my city again, and just like because yeah, I'm like, yesterday I was all like blah, and I think it's because like I said, these walks have really been helping sort of my mental health, and just feeling like really good and just like peaceful, and just the fact that like I haven't been able to do them like I wanted to, it has really like sort of affected my sort of peace of mind and stuff. So I'm ready to get back to my regular routine again. So hopefully we're making progress. We're making progress, but we're not quite there yet. Hopefully we will get there soon. I'm ready. I'm ready to get there soon. Yeah, so that's going to be it for this week. Hopefully I will have nicer updates for you guys on my next weekly vlog. So I will talk to you guys then. Oh, what am I going to be reading? So for today I'm going to be starting Jill Gregory's Rough Wrangler Tender Kisses. And clearly a historical romance, and the insert cover is just a cowboy, which we don't mind at all. And yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully will do better than the past few books that I've tried that have let me down. So that is going to be it for this week, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!